Hello. Who are you? Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here with you.
I'm so happy to be here with you.
And we are both happy to be here with everybody out in Waterfall land.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
And welcome to Waterfall Live. I guess I should probably do this before we start. I apologize. I'm reading. The city of Hamilton and surrounding areas is situated on the traditional territories of the Erie Neutral, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas. This land is covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, which was an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe to share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. We further acknowledge that this land is covered by the Between the Lakes Purchase, 1792, between the Crown and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Today, the city of Hamilton and surrounding areas are home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we recognize that we must do more to learn about the rich history of this land so that we can better understand our roles as residents, neighbors, partners, and caretakers. We stand in solidarity with murdered and missing Indigenous women, girls, transgender, and Two-Spirit people.
Well done, Your Majesty.
It's a mouthful, but it's a challenge every time.
It's a good challenge, and I'm glad we do it.
I know. It just reminds me that I can read if I want to.
All right. We wouldn't be doing this for fun. We would also be doing this to raise a little bit of money. So give it up for our charities. Oh, it says video clip. I always screw myself up on this. Which one? You want to do this one? Hi, Empress Katana here. Just letting you know, tonight we are raising money for our chosen charities. Pride Niagara out of the Niagara-St. Catharines area, Spectrum out of the Waterloo area, the Hamilton Regional Indian Center, and the McMaster Children Adolescent Medicine Outpatient Gender Diversity Clinic. You can make your donation. That was funny to me.
That was fun. It was a really quick change. I liked that.
I know. Quick change and scenery change as well. You have to do it every now and then. But you can, for our chosen charities, you can donate greatly. Appreciated to waterfallempire@gmail.com. You can e-transfer, or you can do paypal.me/waterfallempire.
Awesome. I just want to let you know.
Scrolling there. Pardon?
Yeah. I want to let you know that I made you a promise at the beginning of the year that I would know all 4 charities by heart by the end of the year, and I'm at 3. Yeah. I'm at 3 without any prompt. Well, I'm at 2 without any prompting. The third one I can get with prompting. The fourth one I have to read still. So I'm just saying, I'm doing well. But we do have an exciting announcement for the Waterfall Empire. Like super exciting. In-person events are officially back. Yay!
I'm so excited to be able to see people's faces in person.
Right? Yeah. We could reach out and touch people. It's going to be crazy. So the first event, well, it's not the first event, but the first one we want to announce is Investiture 2. So Investiture 2 will be happening April 2nd. It will be happening at the Well. Doors will be at 5, ceremonies at 6:30. It's $20 per person, and the Well does have a menu if you'd like to order off of that. It is not included in the ticket price. And the courts can send all of their protocol to waterfallempire@gmail.com. Also coming up, starting this Sunday, we start our first trivia day. So this is happening at the Well as well on Sundays at 2 p.m. And the first one is Friends. We're really looking forward to that one. Next week is music. That's my bread and butter right there. The 20th, we've got 80s Trivia Pursuit, and the 27th is Hollywood Entertainment. Sweet. We also have Spin to Win. That is not going to be live. That is still a virtual event. It's happening all the time. Just so you know, we have a 50-50 wheel up. It is the only prize up right now. We have 2 wheels ready to go, but I am not spinning those wheels until we sell out this 50-50 wheel. So the prize ends up being $135. We just need 9 more people to buy spots for $10 each. So if you get a chance, go to the Spin to Win charity page and buy some spots. $10 each to win $135. That's a 1 in 27 chance at winning $135.
I'm just logging in. You did that really well.
Oh, thanks. You're just logging into what?
I'm trying to watch the show at the same time. Because it's awkward when you're hosting it. You can't like things.
It's true.
I can just say that I like them, and then I actually have to LOL.
Yeah, you're just gonna be like,
yeah, all the hearts and all the LOLs and laughs out louds and
Exactly. We have some great guests tonight.
We love these folks.
We do. We have invited our amazing American halves to join us tonight.
I haven't even actually seen one of them for sure, like in person. Got to be in 2 years.
I have not seen my American half in person in like 2.5 weeks.
I know. You're very lucky that way.
I got lucky. I did. So I'm going to bring him out first. So I'm going to make you wait still.
Okay. Do you want me to go away?
No, stay.
Or you guys can have a moment alone? Like
no, we're okay. We had our moment.
Oh, you had your moment?
Yeah, we did. In person. Rub it in. Okay. Please welcome to the virtual stage, the virtual arena, Mr. Trevor Reynolds. Hi, Trevor.
Hello. Yes, I'm sorry, Katana. Nathan and I got to have our kiki 2 weeks ago at Connecticut Coronation, and it was like we ran towards each other. We didn't let go for like a minute.
You want to know what was the worst part of Connecticut Coronation? The whole event was fabulous, by the way. But the worst part was that every person I saw was like, "Hey, hi, is Katana here?" And I'm like,
No, I didn't say that.
No, but I'm telling you, I would say at least 75 to 80% of the people that I saw were like, "Is Katana here?" No, I came by myself.
Wow. I love you, Katana, but I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah.
I get it.
So let's start this. Let's tell some people out there how you got involved with the ICS. When did you first get involved and how did you get involved?
Okay. I started back in 2001. So I got my 20-year pin this year. And it's all because I'll blame Morgana Deluxe. It's all her fault. We started dating back in 2001, and she was like, "Look, I'm part of this charity group, and we do all this great stuff. And why don't you come? Why don't you come to a couple of events?" And next thing you know, there she is. There's my Empress. And oh yeah, and there's Minnie and Morgana. And so I started, and I started to go to events, and then one thing led to another, and I was a lord, and I wanted to I wanted to be a lord for life because I totally dug what they did and raised money for charity and did good deeds. And I didn't really, I've always been one to I like to work. I like to work to get, to help people out. So whether it's raising money or doing work for a charity or whatever, I mean, it's just, and this was a great opportunity for me. And so I got involved and went in head first. And oh God, 21 years later, I'm still doing it. And it's rewarding. And there's a, what's the word now? It's a true sense of family. And you actually really can, when, for example, after not seeing people for 2 years, to be able to see people that you've looked at on Facebook and seen on Facebook Live and actually be able to be like, what, wait a second, I can touch you. Yeah. It's just, I spent a lot of time crying because it's the personal connections that you make with these people. And that throughout all the traveling and all the things that you do, to be able to just meet all different unique people that I never would have ever met if I never joined it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the best things about the ICS, I think. So I know you had said that you wanted to stay a lord for life. Yeah. That's apparently did not happen, obviously. So you're very active in the Connecticut. What titles, positions, and everything like that have you held?
Okay, let's see. Lord, Viscount, Imperial Crown Prince for life. Emperor, heir apparent, president of the board of directors, treasurer of the board of directors, general member of the board of directors. I've kind of run the whole gambit, and it's helped me learn more about the organization and everything else. And it's people. Being a member is one thing, and I've always been a believer that do what you can, and you do the best you can and what you can, and that is what matters most. And for those people that want to go all in, you go all in, and that's fantastic, and we appreciate all that. I have found that by doing different positions within the board and within the organization, you learn a lot. You learn more about it, you become more well-rounded in the organization. You can give that elevator speech that Nathan is still trying to figure out how to say without reading. Yeah, and and working with the community and being able to talk to community leaders and just members of the community, that's what I find most rewarding of it. And I've done a little bit of everything, and I like to say I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Do you have a favorite position
That I did?
Yeah,
I would say I think Emperor with my spouse.
Yeah, that was a fun year for you.
That
was
was
the
really,
Alice in Wonderland year?
I'm sorry?
Was that the Alice in Wonderland year?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Yeah, that was a fun year.
And it was a great time because you get to reign with the person that you spend your most time with. We literally spent every day together, and there were and there's good and bad with that. You know, we also work at the same company,
right?
And we carpool. So there were times when we would have an argument over something going on within our, like we'd have a discussion about something or whatever, and it might get a little heated, and we're in the, we'd get into a fight. We'd not talk in the car. We wouldn't talk walking into work, and we might see each other and kind of grunt at each other. And then, but with that, you're able to talk it out and able to get through it. Also, I always knew where my Empress was at all times. I never had to sit there before an event and be like, "Where's my Empress?" I knew where she is because I drove her ass here.
I drive that one too.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah, I try to. Yeah. Makes it easier.
And that's the best part about it. When you're reigning with somebody like that, you always know where they are. You always know what they're doing. I can sit there and be like, "Let's go downstairs and figure out what we're wearing," because one of the things Morgana and I like to do as part of it is we like to make sure that we match, whether exactly, like that too. It's like our Christmas cards. Yeah. Oh God, from P-Town. Yeah, that was fun. And there's our Christmas card, and it's kind of like our shtick, and it makes us, it's kind of like our thing. We love it, but when we're reigning, it was really really neat because of picking out costumes and picking out things like and going to events. You always knew who we were, and you always knew we were together. Yeah, kind of neat.
So whose idea was it for the matching? Like, who likes it most?
Oh God, Morgana for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's like Christmas when we get together with our son, daughter-in-law, and our two grandchildren, we have matching pajamas. Every Christmas, we have matching pajamas. We get them for all of us, and then we take a picture in front of the Christmas tree with the matching pajamas. Yeah. So good. I mean, it's just, it's his thing. He loves it. And after all this time, I kind of get along. I kind of dig it too. Yeah.
This was actually at this year's coronation was the first time I met Morgana in person. I mean, I met her in passing, but it was the first time I actually had an opportunity to talk with her because we were at the same table for dinner.
Yes.
So it was very nice. And then she blamed me for stealing her husband for the year. I'm like,
that's
sorry.
Right. Well, and the funny thing is, like, all the years that I've come to Hamilton coronation, she has never been able to come.
Oh, really?
Never. Nope.
Why is that?
Why is it? Because in the past, it was the same weekend as our Connecticut Bear pageant or contest. I'm sorry, contest. And Morgana is also the reigning Connecticut Bear,
which is fantastic.
Yeah, and so, but previously the contest was always the same weekend as Hamilton's coronation. So, and it was divide and conquer. I'll go up to Hamilton. I'll have fun with my friends up in Canada. You can stay here in Connecticut and judge and take care of the pageant. So,
congratulations to her on her new title, as well as it's a non-gendered title now, right?
That is very true. It is. They got rid of the prefix, and now it's Connecticut Bear. And whoever feels like they identify with the bear and the bear culture, then they can participate.
That's fantastic. That's really neat. That's really so great.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the coronation that just happened. You had a lot to do with planning. I'm assuming you had a lot to do with planning because you're running around like crazy. So tell us a little bit about that process, because you had the unfortunate, you had to deal with Omicron and that spike just as you were starting to plan it. So how did you deal with that?
It was a lot of things. So first of all, I was president of the board at the time, and I was ball chair. And I have to give a big shout out to Kiki Lucia, who was my co-chair, and the two of us made a really, really great team. But back in November, we sat down in a board meeting, and we were looking at the numbers, and we saw that Omicron was starting to spike. It's starting to pick it up, and we're like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? And we read a lot of the science, and we knew that peak COVID was going to be at least here in the Northeast in Connecticut, it was going to be mid-January. And based upon what we were seeing in like Africa and in Eastern Europe, once it hit peak COVID, it literally nosedived, and there was no slow trail off. It was a severe, and it was a huge decrease. I'm like, all right, let's talk about, do we want to do an in-person event? I think we felt that we wanted to do an in-person event. So the first thing was, how many people? How do we feel comfortable with that? And so we looked at the ballroom, and Shannon, I mean, you it's a huge room, and it can actually fit over 350 people without a stage. It's that big. So we knew that if we kept the numbers, between the 200 to 225, 230, we knew there was ample room to spread out tables and give everybody room. And by moving silent auction outside and moving one of the bars outside, it kept people from wanting to congregate in any one place and kept some traffic moving. But the big thing was, at the point in time, we weren't really sure about Omicron, and so we decided, okay, we wanted to make sure that people were vaccinated, boosted, and then to provide an extra layer, we wanted to make sure that you had a negative test. And that was given the science and given where we were in the November timeframe. And as time went by, of course, things got better, and really, the funny thing is, we walked into the hotel coronation weekend, and there it is, the sign that says, if you're vaccinated, masks are optional. We're like, that literally happened that week. They changed their policy. But that didn't really change how we felt. We wanted to provide our guests we wanted them to feel safe. We wanted them to feel comfortable. So, when you went in to register, you had to show all your information, and you got a wristband. And that wristband meant that allowed you to go into hospitality, go into the ballroom, go into all those things. And it gave a sense of safety, made you know that person, if you saw the wristband, you knew that they were with us, and that they had tested negative, and that they were vaccinated. I think
it was perfect. We felt very, very comfortable being there, for sure. And I think being from Canada, we're all a little higher. We're on higher alert going into the States.
Sure.
But enough about COVID. We're trying to think about that for a little bit. No. So I asked you to be my half this year, and I think I probably took you off guard a little bit when I did ask.
No, but I have to. I remember the first time I met you. The first time I met you was at Connecticut's coronation, and you were out of town, and you did this. Oh God, I forget what the number was, but it was like 7 minutes, and you just kept dancing and running around.
Evolution dance, yes.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God, who is this person? And then we started talking, and we connect on a music level that is beyond
because you do all the music I want to do and can't figure out how to make it work. So it's perfect. So go ahead.
Yeah. No, finish. Go ahead, ask.
How many times have you been someone's half?
I think there's 6 or 7.
6 or 7. So
I'm not quite Jack McGregor.
Right. You're close, though, I think. You're close. What do you think is the most important job, your job? What's the most important part of your job as a half?
I feel it's just checking in. How are you? What's going on? First thing I always do is always keep an eye on their Facebook page, follow the social media. Hey, puppy. And to be able to see what's going on in their empire, so you can ask questions. But also, temperature checks. How are things going? How are things going with your board of directors, or how are things going with your membership? How are things going with your Empress or your other half? And if you're in a relationship, how is that going with the other person? How are they dealing with it? Because there's a lot of dynamics going on. And my job is to listen. My job is to reach out, make sure everything, you're in the right headspace, and it's to listen. So if you've got a problem, we've talked about some things where you had some challenges, and you're like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, well, here's some ideas. Here's what worked for me. Here's what totally didn't work for me. and try to bounce ideas off each other and to try to give you advice to make your reign successful. Like, and just like hanging out. And sometimes it's just a matter of just like chilling and talking and just listening to some good tunes and, rocking out.
Yeah. And you have a knack for it. You always seem to message at the perfect time. You always seem to message with like, how are things going? And I'm like, great. And then I just keep typing a novel. So it's perfect. Right? You are the perfect person to pick for that, for sure. So you had mentioned earlier about a drag brunch that you're going to. I don't think you did it. I think you did it pre-show, and that you're not doing it in drag. But a lot of people don't know about your drag persona. So tell us a little bit about Minnie.
So Minnie Deluxe started at Tough Drag after, God, I want to say it was like Coronation 2002. Yeah. And now you got to remember, like I'm 57 years old. I'm a man of a certain age. And when I used to go to clubs, I wore makeup and I wore guy liner and combat boots and spandex and fishnet. I mean, and I also had a lot more hair than I do now.
Yes. And I had a picture, but I've lost it.
So I painted myself. Like all these other guys for Tough Drag were like, oh my God, I need somebody to paint me. I'm like, girl, just give me some makeup. I got this. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like literally painting my face. And I walk out, I'm like, how do I look? And they're like, you did that yourself. And I'm like, yep. So we walked into the bar, and this was when Austin Powers was happening. And somebody goes like, oh my God, look, it's a Mini Morgana Deluxe. And thus Minnie Deluxe was born.
There you go. Perfect.
And so Morgana and I do a drag brunch. We do a yearly Life's a Drag, Let's Do Brunch. We've been doing it for 16 years. And we've had numerous beneficiaries throughout the time. And that's kind of like the one time when Minnie gets it on and gets to go on. But occasionally, she does other stuff. We did a brunch back in December. If people ask, she'll come out. Just her closet's not nearly as big downstairs as Trevor's, but she's got a good amount of stuff.
Yeah, she's got her own Facebook page now. So anybody who's watching, make sure you follow Minnie Deluxe on Facebook.
Yeah. She's a salty bitch, I'll tell you that. Wow.
I really want to see her live one day soon.
So she's the rocker chick. So just an example for Drag Brunch this past year. The mix was Please Mr. Please from Olivia Newton-John into Don't Put Another Dime in the Jukebox by the Flirts.
Nice.
You remember that song. And, as Morgana says, I look like a West Hartford housewife on acid, but I want to be a rocker chick.
Yeah. Perfect. It is a perfect description.
Yeah, it is.
So one of the highlights of the ball this year for me, I was so looking forward to it, was the fact that you were having a real life in-person opening number. Yeah. I was so excited. And when I'm going to say boys, because because I think there was some non-binary people as well, came out and did Cell Block Tango.
Yes.
Forward, but Trevor, when you walked out and did, like as soon as you walked out on that stage, I was like, yes, it was perfect. It was so good. So how did you feel stepping a little outside of your performance box?
Well, and I'm the first person to promote body positivity, and I think every person of every size is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful in their own way. And I firmly believe that love yourself, love your body, and fuck anybody else that doesn't. Excuse me. But when it comes to myself, on the other hand, that's another story. I'm very self-conscious of my body. I'm very self-conscious of my self-image when I'm wearing less than a full set of clothes. So when Miss Frank said, I want you to do something like slutty jail horror type of thing, I'm like, okay, I think I can pull this out. And a little bit of undergarments from Minnie Deluxe, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'm like, and we get ready. Nobody had seen what I was wearing until literally we were lining up to do the number, and I come walking out and they're like, what the holy and I'm like, yeah, I know. Okay,
I'm pretty sure I stood up. Like I was very, very impressed. I was like, this is perfection. It was so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. But I feel like you might be a little bit like me. Like I am the type of person where I will put on a costume and say, this is the worst thing ever. I can't do it. This is the worst thing ever. But then when I'm on stage, I'm like, this is good, right? Like I'm
Well,
fine because you looked 100% comfortable. I never would have known that there was any issue or anything.
And that's, I think, being a performer. And I mean, Katana, I'm sure you're the same way. It's, you know, when that song goes on or when you get on the stage, everything that happened before doesn't matter. It's the music, it's the beat, and that inspires you, and you just leave. You know, it's like an adrenaline rush. And there have been times where I've been in so much pain before, you know, it's been a long day or whatever. And the minute you get on that stage, boom, you're moving around like there's nothing wrong. And,
well, it was, definitely a highlight for me.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. I want to credit Miss Frank and Vu for putting that together. They really, you know, they highlighted our membership and some really, really neat stuff. And I mean, God, now I want to go see Six the musical. By the way, I got one.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Because I'm sitting there going like, what? This is what? Oh man, so cool.
Yeah, it was so good. And for anybody who's watching who hasn't had a chance, like if you ever want to travel a distance to go to a coronation from where we are here, Connecticut is such a great one because you're sort of secluded and stuck and you need to get to know people because you don't really leave that area. It's kind of like being in the hotel from The Shining, but just not long enough to go crazy. Some, maybe, but not all.
No, and that's like we were saying before, in the greater Hartford area, we have one gay bar, the Shea Astor Home Bar. Great place. And we love them to death. But for some people, the thing is to get to the Shea, it's like a 20-minute car ride. And we're at a hotel, and by providing a single space for everything, you can do out of town. We have hospitality, we have vendors, it's free parking. The rooms aren't that expensive. And we provide an all-inclusive weekend. And from, you know, Thursday to Monday morning, we're there. And I like to say that, you know, we're friendly and we make sure that our guests have the best time possible. We're always there with a smile. And, you know, we just want you to have fun. We just want you to have a good time.
And we always do.
And we've been at our hotel now. This is our 16th coronation at that hotel.
Wow. Congratulations. That's a great relationship.
Yeah. And the Hartford Windsor Marriott, the staff there, they actually want to work that weekend. They actually like sign up and like, what? It's Imperial Court? We're coming. We're working.
That's excellent. That's such a good relationship to have.
Yeah.
So you were my first coronation, just so you know, like you were my first out of town. You were also the last one I went to before COVID and the first one I went to when I came back or when it came back. The one thing you did at that coronation that I remember is you did a fundraiser where you were going to cut off your rat tail. And it was whoever wrote that. And that was my question. Do you still have it? I knew you won that week. And will you again? Oh, Katana's got some.
Oh, that's good. Well, okay. That started, oh, geez. So I've had this, let's see, my son is 31 years old. So I've had it close to 30 years. And and it was, the story is, it was a hot day. And I had a full mullet. I had business in the front, party in the back. And it was a hot ass day in July. And I was like, I can't take it anymore. Cut it all off. That's it. Gone. And my barber was like, I can't, Trev. I've been taking care of this mane for way too long. I'm like, all right. I said, give me a rubber band. I'm like, okay, cut off everything with that. So if you actually look at it in the back of my head, it's not centered. It's actually off to one side because I couldn't figure it out. So I've had, it was funny. One of my first pictures in the ball book, I think, was the back of me with my tail, because that's how people knew me. They knew me by the tail. And when it came to raining, I'm like, well, there we go. There's a great one. And so I thought, like, what's a great idea for a fundraiser? And I said, okay, let's do cut it or keep it. Because it was funny. Dan McCarthy was always, and other people used to make fun of, like, we're going to cut this off. We're going to cut this off. They're like, all right, if we're going to cut this off, we're going to make money at it. And so we did a $1 vote. So $1 for cut it went to Dan McCarthy, and $1 for keep it went to Kate Reynolds. And it went up until the end of Out of Town. And I had no idea. And I'm like, all right, and I mean, I was committed to it. I was like, you know what, if this is what happens and this is what it is, they're just going to snip it and it's gone. And wouldn't you know, it made it, and I saved it, and here we are, God, 9 years later, and I still have the tail.
Yeah.
Then,
well, I'm glad you won it because I think it's fantastic, and I don't think you should risk it again.
Well, there was a time. So not everybody knows this, but like in 2017, I was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and so when it was operated on, some of the side effects were I lost hair, and I remember sitting there. Kate was braiding my hair, and I think it was like December of that year, and it was only like because I was operated on the end of October, my operation, and like literally the hair is just falling out, and my tail was this little itty bitty strand, and I'm looking at her, and she's like, I really don't know, Trev. I really don't know if we can do this. I'm like, all right. Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll just cut it off at coronation. That's it. We'll just say do a ceremonial goodbye, and so everybody kind of all looked at each other and were like, let's give it 6 months. And if your hair starts to grow back in 6 months, then we'll keep it. And if not, then we'll cut it off. And I'm like, okay. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And there it is. And now it's so back as thick as it was before. So
excellent.
It's kind of like become my trademark.
100%. 100%. Like you can tell people, like Trevor, and they're like, if they're not sure, you're like the one with the tit, right? Yeah, they know. But I want to thank you so much for joining us today. We do.
Thank you so much.
I feel like I've muted Katana and I want her to talk.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us. I know you'll see you on Thursday. There you go. And we will see you soon. Hopefully.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing you Buffalo.
Yes.
Katana, you'll be in Buffalo because your next guest is going to talk all about
my next guest would kill me if I wasn't in Buffalo.
So looking forward to seeing you all. Love you. Mwah. Have a great time. We'll talk to you later. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, Trevor's so much fun.
I love him so much. He is fantastic. I'm sorry, I just kind of steamrolled that whole conversation.
It's your half. I get it. It's your thing.
I'm going to let you do the same thing with Coco because I know I can't get a word in with the two of you. I've been in the same room. So
you never know.
Before we do move on to our next guest, we wanted to announce our member spotlight this week. Each week, the Waterfall Empire wishes to put a highlight. I guess it's each month, really. Put a highlight on one of our outstanding members. This week's member highlight is Empress Chantal Cartier, also known as Sir Mark. So originally from, I'm going to say this right, Fauquier, a small town in northern Ontario, she started drag at the age of 19 in the big city of Toronto, Ontario. A sensation from the first, she held several titles across the province, including Miss Gay Toronto in 1996 and Miss Gay St. Catharines, among others. She would soon become involved with the Trillium Monarchist Society, now known as the Imperial Court of Toronto, during the reign of Empress I Lauren Michaels back in 1989. This ignited a dream in her to one day reign herself so she could use her star power to help others, and a dream that was granted when she stepped up as Empress 12 in 1998, known as the Golden Copper Flamed Main Attraction Empress. Outside of drag, Sir Mark is also a pillar of the leather community, having won the title Eastern Canada Leather Sir in 2010. Along the way, he met and fell in love with his husband, Master Noel, who together helped introduce pup education to Claw. They were also the owners of the Bell Tower Community Arts and Entertainment Complex for 5.5 years, where they would offer art, music, and social events that all members of the community would feel welcome to attend. An active participant of the annual fundraising show known as King's Drinks and Drag, a cabaret event that includes not only drag, but live singers, live shows, and different stunts every year, from cages and kink demonstrations to interactive movies. It is Chantal's hope to bring the Pride celebration to Fort Erie for 2022. Chantal Cartier is still doing drag for charity to this day, and as Mark has been a top hair and wig stylist going on 40 years. He and his husband still also operate Subculture at 95 Jarvis Street in Fort Erie. Great subs, check it out. Where they serve fresh subs, tacos, salads, and homemade soups at reasonable prices. And when he's not working, he's helping to renovate their home in Welland, Ontario, and dreaming of the upcoming camping season so he can spend quiet time with his family and friends. I guarantee you there is nothing quiet about his camping. So from our hearts, Empress Chantal Cartier, the Waterfall Empire, salutes you.
Well done, Your Majesty.
Thank you. See, reading. I'm getting better.
You're reading all of the things that I love it.
I know.
We would also like to spotlight some of our Diamond Court sisters and siblings and brothers in endeavors of different events that they're doing. So what is happening around the Diamond? So the Royal Imperial Sovereign Court of London, Empress 11 Tracy Louise Daniel Dubarry's 65th birthday will be on March 5th. So if you would like to attend, please email waterfallempire@gmail.com or let myself or Emprex Nathan Drake know so that we can make sure that everybody in London knows that you are going to be attending as well. The Imperial Court of Buffalo also has Cocktails with Connie on March the 6th on Facebook Live. So please check out the Imperial Court of Buffalo's Facebook page. What else do we have next? Oh, the Imperial Court of Toronto's investiture will be March 19th. So we would like for you to confirm your attendance as well. So if you can email waterfallempire@gmail.com or let myself or Nathan know. And be sure to check out those other events on their social medias as well.
Awesome. So much going on in the Diamond. It's great now that we can be back in person.
I know. I'm so excited. And I think we have that group chat of the Diamond. And you can everybody like, okay, and what about this date? We'll reserve this date. You hold this date.
Yeah, try not to overlap because we want to go to everything now.
I know.
It's great.
It's so exciting. And then with our trivia on top of it, it's like, okay, we got a lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very, very excited.
How excited are you about our next guest?
I am very excited. But like I said, I haven't seen them in 2 years, literally in person. We've done a virtual event and whatnot together for Gayless in Buffalo, which was a ton of fun and a lot of work, but a ton of fun. So ladies and gentlemen, and folks of all ages, my half, Empress Coco Latique.
Hello.
Oh, one of my original sisters from way back when.
Yes. We're actually talking about you as Rochelle Valois and I were talking about the original Empress teas.
Oh, yes.
It was her first Empress tea that we went to, and we were talking about the origins of that as we were walking to the tea. So you were brought up in that conversation.
That's really funny. It's one of my questions for you tonight is about the Empress's tea. Because you technically were the first American Empress tea to ever happen.
Yes.
It was a tradition that started in Canada, but then you were the lucky one to get the first one in Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole of America, really.
Yeah, we had a great knit, tight group of sisters that year, and I'm the lucky one.
I remember running around the hotel with Toy, being like, "Okay, I need champagne glasses. I need this. I need this. We need this? Can we polish these glasses? Can we get half naked servers? That would be great."
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I am doing very well. I'm doing well. It's been a rough couple of years, obviously. I mean, I think this is the longest that we have not seen each other in person since we met.
I think so. I used to be able to just run over the border and be like, "I'm going shopping. Can I stop by for lunch?" Okay.
Yeah.
So,
or I need to pick up the packages I had mailed to your house.
I'll say that, but shipping. And I'm not the only one that did it.
No, a lot of people in Toronto have mailed to us, whether it's me or Jade or somebody. We get a lot of packages for our Canadian brothers and sisters.
I'll never forget the one time you posted a picture of it and it was like your staircase was filled with packages and not one of them was for you. I was like, oh
yeah, none of these are mine.
That's horrible. I collected Barbies and that's where a lot of those things, they were shipped to your house. So thankfully you didn't open them. You might have kept them.
True. I have a Barbie from you, I think.
I know.
It's in my drag room.
Now I'm sure almost everybody knows Coco, right? It's hard not to know Coco Latique. So when did you start doing drag?
I started doing drag in 2008.
Okay.
I think. I think most people know the story, but Vanity Vogue decided she was going to run to become Empress, and she's a very good friend of mine. And I, sitting down, I was probably drunk. And she said, and I said, anything you need me to do if you become Empress, let me know. I'm there for you. And she's like, I need you to switch lines and become my Imperial Crown Princess. I'm like, okay, sure. So I went to ball that year dressed as Michael, and Victory Brunch the next morning dressed as Coco.
That wasn't your first year of court, though, right? Because you said you jumped lines, right? How many years were you Michael?
From 2001 until 2008. So I joined in Reign 13 right after Toy stepped down. Mm-hmm. I choreographed Toy's opening number, and the year that Toy was reigning, I was Mr. Gay Buffalo Paramount. And as a title holder in Buffalo, I was, attending all the fundraisers and helping the court and all that. And when Toy, who was a very good friend of mine at the time, we worked together at the Adams Mark at the time and all that. When he stepped down, I was like, why don't I just join? So I joined.
It made total sense, and thankfully you did.
Yeah.
What is the most unusual fundraiser that you've done within the court?
Wow, unusual.
Or favorite, but I would say unusual. Like, I love the Can show because I almost got nailed in the head with a can one time.
Yes, Can show is a lot of fun.
But it's not really the most unusual.
No, it's not unusual. It's a drag show. We just tip in canned goods. So, I mean, whatever. Honestly, I think the one thing that I enjoy doing that it's a fundraiser that raises money, but it's not an actual fundraiser, is when we're at a bar doing a show or something, and one of our members, whoever's producing, comes up and says, "We need $50 more to reach this benchmark," and I'm like, "Okay," and I start get behind the bar and I'm like, "Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money," and then all of a sudden we've exceeded that benchmark and gone to the next one.
You're always great at that.
And just saying, "Hi, you can have one less drink tonight. Give me $5." Yeah, that's usually what I enjoy doing. I can't even think of any unusual fundraisers.
It's a hard one. I just threw that in there to throw you off because I'm mean.
Mean like that. I'm just
it.
breaking in for a moment, folks, just because I wanted to say have a great rest of your show. I'm going to work. So I just want to say bye to everybody and thank you, Coco.
Good to see you, Nathan. Good to see you in Connecticut since we saw each other in person.
I know it was fun. I did. I saw. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Unfortunately, I couldn't be in Connecticut because my work, because I work in medical, wouldn't let me travel across the border at the time because Omicron was spiking.
Right.
And then I talked to Kate Reynolds, and she was like, if you can't make it, we understand. So I unfortunately had to bow out because of my work. And then at last minute, like the week of, they were like, "You probably could go," and I was like,
"Now?"
Yeah. I'm trying to pack my bag faster, and I couldn't even get out of here fast enough. So
wow.
I'd already worked all my shifts, and so I apologize for not being in Connecticut and not being able to see you as well.
Yeah, so. Definitely miss seeing you.
So being in air, Coco Latique's in air. I remember sitting back talking about becoming heirs and whatnot, and I was like, I don't think I could ever do it. You are amazing.
It's different. In all reality, it's just another way to help support.
Exactly.
I mean, it's it's a title, but who cares? It's just another way to help support and get out there and be supportive of other courts and of international initiatives. We're trying to get Hosea stamp, U.S. Postal stamp. We're trying to get Bayard Rustin, Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, all their own postage stamps. So that's a nationwide effort that the heirs are focusing on. The Matthew Shepard Foundation is our primary recipient this year, so we're raising money for them, and then also putting together the initiative to and I use Tom Branscombe all the time because I can that nobles checking on our elders. So checking in on your elders. So, during Connecticut's coronation, we checked in on Tom at his table, make sure he was still breathing and, got enough food and, was, all right. So if you check in on Tom Branscombe every once in a while, everybody, that would be appreciated because, we need to check on our elders. Oh,
they're going to be saying that about us one day. You know that, right?
Tom Branscombe, I just saw him pop into the feed on Facebook. So.
Hi, Tom. Yeah, check on the elders, and now they're checking in on us. This is bad. This is not good.
Oh, Tom will yell at me shortly.
I'm so glad that you're heir. I don't know if many people know this. I always went to you for all of my P&P, like protocol stuff. I'm always like, is this allowed? Is it a thing? Do we do this? You always know all of the answers, and if you don't know the answer, you always find it out. So if people ever need help.
Good at research.
You're amazing at it. Like, not only a really good friend, but also a great resource to have in the court system.
Well, thank you.
What's one thing that most folks don't know about you?
Wow, what most people don't know about me? Pretty much an open book. So I was
going to say, everybody knows about the SoCo.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows I drink SoCo. What? I really don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
I was going to say, I think you're an open book. I know so much about you. So
I'm like, pretty much if you ask a question, I'm going to give you an answer.
Yeah.
You know, might not be the answer you want to hear, but you know,
now,
it's going to be an answer.
Like, I know you love musicals.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if everybody else knows that. I'm sure everybody knows.
Well, I mean, that's what I did for a living for quite a while. So
yeah. What is your favorite musical though?
I've played Jesus Christ Superstar, played piano for it several times. I will play that show any day of the week. It is so much fun to play. The band part is just so much fun. Joseph is a lot of fun to play. I've done that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I've done My Fair Lady 3 million times, to the point of the last time I did it, which now it's been many years ago. I remember sitting in the pit at the piano, and I'm conducting and playing piano at the same time. And I was so tired, I would fall asleep in between numbers and just magically wake up and start playing right on cue. And people were like, "How are you doing that?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's a reflex. It's just a." I'm just like, "Yep, got it. There we go," and never missed a cue. But I would fall asleep in the pit in between songs.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen you fall asleep like that.
It was one of those. I was just working so much, and then leaving work and going straight to the theater, and then doing the rehearsals and shows and all that, and then going home. And it was an hour commute both ways. So it was a rough time where I'm like, I'm not getting any sleep.
Wow.
So,
have you ever played piano at a coronation?
No, I've played piano in the lobby of the Sheridan in Hamilton.
Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot we had a piano there, actually.
Yeah, I've sat down at that piano before and played. And actually, when Adam and I sang the U.S. national anthem together, we rehearsed on that piano.
I'm going to have to ask our ball coordinator if we can maybe move the piano into the ballroom.
Let's not.
Why not?
You know what? The reason why not, I haven't played a lot recently because of my jobs. I haven't had the opportunity to. I now have a piano in my house, but I still don't have the opportunity to play too often, because I do have an upstairs neighbor and I don't want to disturb him. So it's like making sure that he's not around, or that sort of thing.
You gotta wait till they've left the house.
Right.
I live in a townhouse. I try not to do drag numbers or drag shows when they're not here, because I have a lovely older gentleman on one side of me and then a baby on the other.
Right.
So it's awkward when I'm like, I'm just putting my wig on and got to do a number.
Exactly. It's like sitting here, my front windows face the street, and I'm like, "Oh, hi everybody. I'm just sitting here in drag with a light on me."
I know I did it in my office today because I didn't have time to move my whole computer thing downstairs. And the window that we have out front is just this ginormous window. So everybody in their parking lot can see me. I'm like, I'm a real woman, I swear. Now, I know you've been to the Tonys. Who's the most famous person you've ever met? And was it at the Tonys?
Probably. I mean, oh wait, what was his name?
The one you took the P next to?
Yes. I can't remember
who was it?
right now. Oh my God, what's his name? He was in Titanic. He was up for a Tony too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to the Tonys, and we're sitting my friend Bridget from high school and I are sitting in the third balcony. And I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom. Of course, I'm not going to go to the bathroom on the third floor. I'm going to go all the way down to the main level and go to the bathroom where all of the celebrities are. So, I'm Radio City. I go down, to the main level and go to the bathroom. And this person whose name has escaped me is my friend Bridget, one of my friend Bridget's favorite actors. So, of course, when I go back to my seat, I'm like, I just peed next to. And she's like, I hate you. I hate you.
I'm trying to find it. It's bugging me now.
It's bugging me too. Let me see if I can.
Like, I'm literally like Wikipedia this as fast as I possibly can. Winners and nominees. Oh, come on. This has got to be way faster. What year was that? 2011?
No, earlier than that. It was 97-ish, I think. Lilias White won her Tony that year for The Life, which is
Yes.
when I fell in love with the life, which is why we did My Body as an opening number with you and Morgan and Spice.
Yes.
We did from the life, because I'm like, listen, all you have to do is wear slutty hooker wear and behave like a hooker, and that's the choreography. And everybody's like, I'm
Got
in.
it.
You got it, easy.
I loved Spice. Spice had the puff thing on
Yes.
her head.
Yep.
I miss Spice.
Yes. Oh, it's a great picture.
Way, way, way back when.
Yeah. Wow.
Way back when. I didn't even have Botox at that point.
I know. Hey.
If I'm correct, you are also a TLC.
I am.
So a lot of people keep asking me, they're like, where does TLC come from? Like, why is your last name Tender Loving Care? I'm like, well, it technically is Tender Loving Care, but it's actually who it came from.
Right.
Because Tiffany Louise Charles
Yep.
is our TLC sister.
Yeah, she sure is.
So anybody who's got the TLC last name, that's where it came from.
That is that's another great picture when we were all raining together.
Yes.
We all rained at the same
I
time.
think I had another one too. Then we would get drunk on boats together, you and I.
Yes, drunk on the second of the 2 boat rides that year.
And then obviously
God.
underground.
Oh God, that's awful.
And then because we were talking about Connecticut, I had to throw this photo in there. Our
Yep.
famous photo from Connecticut.
I'm wearing those earrings.
Oh, I'm like, am I? No, I'm not.
I'm wearing the earrings that I'm wearing in that picture. There's another famous picture of me from Connecticut when I was at ICP. Yep.
The peeking through the grass.
Yep.
I think you were watching in on me talking to someone.
I think so. But I mean, I think I was in ICP that year. Or was it Empress that year? I don't remember which one, but that's when they had that tree area in the center. Now those trees are gone.
Oh,
But
they
yeah,
are?
Yeah, it's an open area now with.
That was a really good photo of you.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get onto Coco? Like because your name is Coco?
No, actually, years and years ago, because Toy and I were really good friends. When Toy reigned, SoCo was huge in Buffalo, and even donated money to the court, that sort of thing. So I started drinking SoCo. Then it just sort of stuck, and then when I, took the name Coco Latique, SoCo for Coco just sort of all went together, and now it won't stop. So
Well, I don't have any SoCo with me because I drank it all because I'm a lush, but I have my
Right.
Soho, which was as close as I could get.
well, Soho, okay,
So you're the SoCo, I'm the Soho.
you're the Soho.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay,
I'm the Soho. I'm gonna do a drink now.
okay,
You're from your rain,
yes,
rain 19. Cheers.
yes.
Oh, yeah, I like that a lot. It's a lychee flavored liqueur.
Okay, I've never had it.
Oh, then I'll bring some to Buffalo.
Okay,
I can't even say Buffalo right. That's funny already.
I know. May 21st.
I know, I'm so excited. Make sure everybody gets your tickets.
Yes, May
It's gonna be a fun
21st.
one.
We'll finally get to be in person again.
Yes, in person and open bar still.
Still 4 hours open bar.
Yeah.
Yep. People can get Buffalo drunk and hopefully not have to go to the hospital like some other people that are probably watching right now and listening.
Tom
at
Branco?
the-
No.
Huh?
I think it's funny the way that you and I actually met. If I'm correct, it was when I was holding Sybil Kelly Capone's head in my lap as you were driving.
Yes. Yep. Taking her on the bar tour. That was really the first time that we bonded, because it was also the year that, so she and Johnny reigned together. And I remember going to Buddy's,
Mm-hmm.
and we had told them, you have 30 minutes in each bar, because that time we had like 13 bars in Buffalo that they had to get to each and every bar on a bar tour after coronation. So you had 30 minutes in a bar, move, done, go, go, go. And I was on the mail line that year, because that was before Reign 18. And I remember getting to Buddy's, and it was the second to last stop, and Johnny was having a lot of fun at Buddy's and didn't want to go to the underground. And between the two of us attacking him was like, you will get in the car. We're going to underground right now.
I hadn't even reigned yet. I think I was
No.
just like a princess or something at the same time.
Yeah,
I had
never
Sybil
know.
first in one hand And like we were dragging Johnny into the car, and then Sybil couldn't get into the car with the crown on.
Yep.
So she had to like recline completely back and just lay there, but it happened to be in my lap.
Yes.
And then I ended up on like 4 more bar chores after that. I don't know how.
Yep. I think you did that for me my first brain.
I
Same
did.
thing. Like I had the satellite dish on and like,
Okay, we've done this before. Let's just put it in the crotch and let's go.
yep.
Thank you, Coco, so much. I love you so much. I miss you. You don't even know. I can't wait to see you in person and give you the biggest actual hug ever.
I love you.
I love you. Thank you so much for being my half this year. You and Trevor have both been amazing to both Nathan and I. And we couldn't ask for any other better person other than just being our friend, but to also be our half.
Thank you.
Mwah. We are going to cut this show, not short, but we're almost at that time. And I'm getting the glare from someone. So thank you.
Thank
And
you.
we will see you soon.
Send my love to everybody.
Mwah. Oh, I love Coco. All right. I've got to do a couple things here, get them going underway. Just so you know that we have some upcoming events. So we do have our friend trivia starting on Sunday at 2 p.m. You can just show up at the door, but we'd prefer it if you could book your reservations at Wellham at drinkatthewell.com. Or you can even call them 905-529-0431. And then we will also have our music trivia coming up on March 13th, followed by our 80 trivia for all of those headbangers out there that love the 80s, and jelly shoes and wrist bracelet things, all of the things I remember from the 80s. It's going to be a lot of fun, that one. And then followed by our TV movie or Hollywood trivia, as I like to call it. And of course, we do have Investiture coming up on April the 2nd. We also have our Telling Trans Stories produced by ICP Tay on March 31st on Facebook Live. And then we also have the Waterfalls live the first Thursday of every month. And please make sure you mark it on your calendar for Nerdgasm on Saturday, April the 16th at 7 p.m. Produced by Imperial Grand Duke Brody Dragon Shade Valencia and Emperor Damien Valencia. That was a lot of things to say, but at least I got them out of the way. Now, to finish off tonight, we wanted to share this one performance from Her Majesty, and myself from the Dueling Duet show. So if you didn't catch it, you're going to catch it now. Thank you very much. If you would like to donate to the Imperial Court of the Waterfall Empire, please do so by emailing us at waterfallempire@gmail.com, or you can PayPal at paypal.me/waterfallempire. Thanks, everyone, for such an amazing night, and we will see you soon.
I said I love you. More than words. Now that I've tried to talk to